Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. The Right Honorable Raila Odinga jetted into the country for the first time after his visit to Ethiopia, where he was defeated to claim the African Union Commission chairperson seat. Raila, after that loss, went to Dubai and photos were leaked where he was together with his friends, people like Hassan Joho, people like Junaid Mohammed Abdul Samad. And prior to his jetting into the country, this was coming against the backdrop of about two things that were very key. The ODM is literally divided into two. There is a wing that is headed by James Orengo, Edwin Sifuna, Anyang' Nyong'o, and all the deputy party leaders like Simbarati. And they are saying that we cannot support William Ruto. Kenyans will curse us because William Ruto has failed them. William Ruto took our victory. He killed our supporters, and therefore we do not have a reason to present to Kenyans why we must support William Ruto. In fact, it is our responsibility to ensure that we compel William Ruto to do the right thing and we prepare for 2007 to kick him out of the office. But there is another group that is led by Gladys Wanga, Jojo Pondo Kaluma, Robert Alai, George Alado, who feel that this is the right moment to support William Ruto. The reason that William Ruto supported Baba for the AU seat, which he didn't get anyway, and the blame is squarely on William Ruto because experts are saying that had William Ruto shut his mouth and conducted himself with decorum during the period between the campaigns and election in Ethiopia, maybe Raila would have won that seat. But they are saying that Ruto must be supported because he allowed Raila to be in the same vehicle with him. And there have been altercations concerning the same sharp differences. So when Raila was coming, he knew very well that the ODM party, just like the country is divided on whether to support or to reject and oppose William Samoei Ruto. He was also coming against the backdrop of expectations and anxiety in the country, because we all know that the Rigathi camp, Rigathi, Kalonzo, and the other party leaders in the opposition want him to join them to try and defeat Ruto come 2027. But William Ruto is openly looking for his support, and some of his members have already said that they want to create some room for Raila Odinga to keep him busy, because I've always said here that an idle Raila Odinga is a dangerous man. Sifuna is the Secretary General of the ODM party, saying that Raila is never idle. Raila is a party leader, he's a father, and he's a grandfather, so he has a lot to do. So he came, and once he landed in Nairobi, I think he freshened up and headed straight to Mombasa, where he met William Ruto, or rather William Ruto met him in Statehouse. Now, this meeting has attracted the attention of many Kenyans because there are several observations that Kenyans could not miss. To see, one, there was the presence of one man that I've been looking for, Odinga, the older brother of Raila Odinga. Anytime there are serious issues to do with the party, ODM, or concerning the family of Odinga, Odinga plays a very pivotal role. And sometimes whatever he says becomes law, and Raila would not want to go against what Oburu says. So when I saw Odinga, I realized that this was going to be a very serious matter. It was going to be a serious meeting. Number two, the presence of lawyers there really portrayed, or rather indicated, that maybe there were legal matters and interpretations that were to be looked at, because Paul Mwangi, who has been Raila's ally for long, was there. And on Ruto's side, there was Kithure Kindiki, who has been Ruto's lawyer, even during when he was at the Hague. And then there was the absence of the Secretary Generals Edwin Sifuna was not there, and the Secretary General of UDA party was not there. But the chairpersons of the parties, the UDA, led by Cecil Barire, and the ODM, Gladys Wanga, were there. And so those observations really indicate that something serious was there. Now, Reverend Sifuna has always held a position that they are not going to support William Ruto. Even if Raila does, he's not boarding. And so his presence would have really created some tension there. That's why I think they decided that they leave the Secretary Generals. But ladies and gentlemen, many people believe that William Ruto had a clandestine motive in this meeting. Because anytime William Ruto is playing his politics, it is full of craftiness. William Ruto is very crafty and is being known. He wants to ensure that he boxes Raila into a corner. He wants to ensure that he manages Raila. Another thing that I'm forgetting to mention is that this visit to Statehouse was also coming against the backdrop of feelings of the ODM and Raila followers that William Ruto failed him. So they wanted to do damage control. So when William Ruto invited Raila for this meeting, William Ruto was playing optics. Number one, he wanted to show the ODM supporters that they are still with Raila despite the AU loss, and therefore there should never be any fear. That was one game he was playing. In his mind, he knew he wanted to kill very many birds with one stone. So he wanted to pacify the feelings and the ego of Raila supporters. Number two, William Ruto wanted to show the Rigathi camp that the first place that Raila went to after AUC loss was in Statehouse, Mombasa. And so this was a clear indication, that is what is in William Ruto's mind, that Raila is with me. That is what he wants to portray to the country. He wants to paint a picture for the naysayers that we are with Raila Amolo Odinga. And he's trying to show the opposition that, you see, we are here. In his mind, he was also telling the ODM wing that are saying that they're not going to support William Ruto, that look, your father comes to me immediately, he gets back into the country. So all those were in his mind. Raila Amolo Odinga, in his mind, knew very well that there's been a discussion around the AU seat, what happened. He thanked William Ruto in Ethiopia. But back to the country, they had to have a meeting and show the nation that now we are doing away with the discussion about the AU seat and everything that transpired around it. And Raila was very genuine about it. Now, if there is something that William Ruto was waiting for, one thing that William Ruto really wanted Raila to say is that we will continue working with you. In fact, even if it was a slip of his tongue, William Ruto really wanted something to be written by the media that Raila would want to work with him, that Raila would want to continue supporting him. But when the moment came, the biggest moment that William Ruto was waiting for, Raila says something that did not go down well with him. Raila tells his people, Raila tells the whole country, Raila tells the opposition that I'm still consulting with my friends and my supporters, and watch this space, I will speak soon. That is the last stroke that broke the camel's back. I can assure you, William Ruto didn't like it. He wanted it to go otherwise.
Indeed. So we are available to help the continent of Africa. But more importantly, we are also available for Kenya. I'm back home here. I'm going to meet with my friends, my supporters, and I'm going to consult widely uh, what's going on forward. And in due course, we're going to announce our way forward. So we'll give a way forward very, very shortly. Today, we just came to meet, asked for this meeting to come and thank the President and his team for the support they've given me, and also to thank the Kenyans who have supported me throughout all this period of campaign. And I just want to say, watch this space. I will be talking again. Thank you very much.
That would have sounded like an endorsement. Because if there is something that William Ruto wants now is to be endorsed by Raila Odinga. He is clinging into his clock because he has lost the mountain votes and the mountain support. And you all know we have discussed and agreed here that Raila is going to play a role as a kingmaker or as a spoiler, depending on which side he supports, or he can decide to go for the sixth. So William Ruto really wanted Raila to say, my brother, we are working together. Now Raila turns around and says, I'm still consulting. And this really got into his nerves. But remember, this is also coming at a time when, after the courts declared that Azimio is the majority party, and people like Junaid Mohammed had said that it is going to be messy, he was immediately summoned to Statehouse and they agreed. William Ruto told them, allow me to hold the majority party. Allow my party to still be the majority. But I'm going to give you the committees, the parliamentary committees that were chaired by Rigathi men. And then the others that are being chaired by my people, I'm going to give you deputies, the deputy chairman in those committees, like transport and health and all that. And ODM ceded grounds. And that tells you that they are not about to leave the government. They are not about to break the ties, the secret handshake that was signed. Number two, remember they have 5 ODM leaders working as cabinet secretaries, and they are not about to leave the government. Even to strengthen is and to spice it up is that there is already a leaked list of principal secretaries, and it is said that ODM is going to reap big. And I'm here to humbly submit to you that Raila is going to continue with this game. He refused to endorse William Samoei Ruto, but he is not also condemning William Samoei Ruto. Instead, they are taking parliamentary seats, the parliamentary committees. They are going to be given principal secretaries. If there is going to be any reshuffle, whether in the cabinet or ambassadorial positions, ODM is going to reap big. So where exactly does this leave Raila Odinga and his party? Raila still has his one foot in the government, the other one in the opposition. And Raila is doing this deliberately. He said, I'm still going to consult. Anytime Raila Odinga speaks of consultation, you already know what that means. Raila is going to start going round and round, the way he started with Azimio, and is going to walk from one constituency to the other, one county to the other, and is going to ask them, what do you think? Do I go for the 6th time? Do I support William Ruto? Do I join the opposition? I can assure you that William Ruto is facing a very big rebellion in the country. And the majority of Raila supporters are going to tell him, you cannot support William Ruto. And that leaves him with the 2 options. Do I go for it alone or I join the other group? There is a silent majority who are saying you can't join Rigathi Gachagua. And then Raila might just decide to go for the sixth time. And the repercussions are there. In the meantime, they will have their people in the government as they do the consultations. They will be buying time and they will be keeping the country guessing. So those are two, buying time as they go around and they will be telling William Ruto, I'm still consulting. But on the same breath, his people will be in government. People like Edward Sifuna will continue saying, we cannot support William Ruto. He's kidnapped our people, he's a murderer, he's corrupt. There will be this wing saying, we are in government and we cannot join Wamunyoro. And so the game will continue. People will continue gazing, inter-party fights, hapa na pale. Then towards 2027, Raila will know whether William Ruto is a man who is celeb, whether he can support William Ruto, whether he has been, because in the meantime, they will be doing a lot of research and a lot of intelligence research here and there. For example, can Mount Kenya vote for him if he decides to run, if he decides to join them? Can they decide this time round against all odds to support him? They will be trying to look at, can Kalonzo support me for the 5th time? And if I join William Ruto, can my people vote for him? If I go alone, there will be a lot of consultation, there will be a lot of, trying to look at possibilities and the reception of his message to the people. And so William Ruto was left stranded. Raila has refused to say, we are working, I'm supporting you. William Ruto really needed that. The more the noise, the higher the stakes. So you can be prepared to hear more noise from the ODM and the stakes will be high. Oh, tunataka hii position ya Wetangula. Mara hata utasikia tunataka utoe Kithure Kindiki, we want that seat, because it must be a game plan. And so, ladies and gentlemen, prepare to see Raila going around the country trying to do something that looks like public participation, and then he will come up with a verdict. And this verdict is not coming today. This verdict is coming somewhere towards 2026. That is when Raila will now come up and say, we are either supporting William Ruto, or we are going it alone, or we are going for Wamunyoro. It is going to be a behavior of political activities because people like Kalonzo are also trying to seduce him. Raila is this young, beautiful lady who is wanted by several men. Who will win?